I think anytime we're doing a Chopin waltz, we have to really try in our mind determine what kind of a waltz. There are many different waltz characters, and this one is a more sentimental, kind of almost dreamy type of waltz. I would say, would you? Yeah. And I'm so glad that she took this tempo, especially in the opening. I sometimes hear this played much too fast, and I like this tempo a lot. So thank you for not rushing that opening tempo. Let's start once more. I love the way she sings out this opening. But you can just see her singing in that beautiful E up there on top. Okay. But I would like to see you do. Could I get that for a second? When you the third and fourth majors in this piece, I think, are very tricky for most students, especially from the standpoint of pedaling. And I would tend to myself, the pedal each beat one. Chopin pedaling is very complex, and you'll see it marked differently in many different editions. Chopin very often composed his pieces on an upright little Pleyel piano, and on those particular pianos, the pedal markings might have been quite different than they would be on a 9-foot concert grand today in a hall. So I think you'll see many different interpretations of Chopin pedaling. So in the end, we have to do what our ear thinks is perhaps the best. But I think in this piece, cheek the pedal a little bit on that third beat. Gentle and serene, and that's the hardest thing about this opening of this waltz. Let's bring this up then, okay? And play the first 4 bars again. Could you change the pedal on right here, and then again there, with the pedaling just the way it's written on this case? Right. Personally, that sounds better to me than pedaling the way it's actually marked in the score. Okay. Realize that in almost any of the various Chopin editions that you're going to find, the pedaling is there for a suggestion. Okay, it's not necessarily Chopin's pedaling. So feel like you can experiment a little bit with the pedaling if you feel the need. But whatever you do, you want to make sure that it's clean, it's clear, and always beautifully in taste. What you did the first time, there was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Okay, I'm just giving you another little option to consider. All right, just to play with. Now, what I would like to do is, I think the fumoso section. What does this mean? Fumoso. Right. Okay. What does the word pu mean? Right. You need to get a dictionary. Don't you? Yeah. So it's tiny thing that like this thick, and I cost like $2.95, depending on maybe $3.95 now. But they're very, very reasonable, and they're so helpful. More, okay? So fumoso, more motion. Okay. A lot of people think of few means, students will tell me it means little, few, it doesn't like little, but it's really more, so more motion. In other words, a little faster, okay? And I'll work with that from it. I have a little idea that I want to share with you. For me, in this section, the challenge is to, Nelita True, whom you all back here know, I'm sure, and you've heard her probably many times, such a fabulous teacher. I heard her say once in a master class about the importance of making like things different, okay? Making like things different. And I thought about that, even as a composer of educational music myself. When I write music, and I have something that's very, very, like one section, I try and maybe just make it a little bit different the second time, either with articulation or dynamics, or maybe just change a melody note here and there, just to give it a little bit of a different character. In this Chopin Waltz, I think I've heard it played many different ways. And can I sit down for a second? And one of my favorite ways of playing this section is to make the first time very, very smooth and basically one pedal per major, again, I'm not pedaling exactly the way it's written there, but I've got one pedal. It's very, very smooth and connected. But then, see, this little pattern that happens once, and then what happens on the next page? It's tensissimo this time. And what I'd like to do myself, when I play it, is the second time, and I make the left hand a little more bouncy, a little more detached. So I have a totally different character then. That's the first time. Second time, flavor. Okay. So I have this like, making like things different. Okay. You want to try it? See what happens? They're going to be smooth and penetrate, and it's going to be even a little quicker and more delicate and slightly bouncy. Okay? to create interest, create character, and personality is really, really so important. And I think this waltz, it's such a gorgeous, beautiful piece. And there's all kinds of things that we can do to make it our own, okay? So that, you know, it sounds unique and different. Something else that I sometimes tell students to do when they are working on a piece like this, like one of the biggest challenges in a Chopin waltz is getting the left hand to sound controlled and musical. We have boom, chick, chick, boom, chick, chick, boom, chick, chick, okay? And sometimes those big leaps, those sudden leaps are very hard to accomplish and to play evenly, and you do it so beautifully, really. But what I would like to hear sometimes, could I sit down again, is a little bit more, sometimes on the bass. And decide how we're going to shape that. We have a line. I sometimes tell students to divide this waltz pattern, sometimes practice it with both hands, and take the boom with the left hand, the check, check with the right hand. So we have. Because we want to give direction to the line in the left hand. We have 1, 2, 3, or so we have to decide which of those notes are really going to be the most important. How do you want to shape that? We hear this bass line. The music itself, it's suggesting that this C sharp might be more than the G sharp because of the little crescendo here, right? So we can play together. So I shape that left hand, I keep it the C, and then the A would be the most. So I'm trying to get direction. Now here we have an interesting thing. What do we have here? E, 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 A. You see, that's very different, isn't it, than the first one, which was the moving line. And we have. Let's make each one a little bit more, then softer, the softest, and then more, and then we have. Again, here we go. Which one can be the most? Probably this one, right? Okay. So I would go through your score sometimes and just look at the left hand pattern and decide by sometimes just by playing both hands how you might want to shape the the moving line on the bottom note of the left hand so that it's as musical as it can possibly be. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to play with the P1000952 section and make it different the second time in every piece. And this section, the P1000952 section, so beautifully over the left hand. I would like to hear those. I gotta stop. She's giving me the signal back there, okay? Could I sit down for a second? I would just love to see you experiment more with how you're going to shape again the right hand melody. How beginning and the end of each note so that it has a real shape within the line, okay? So it's not enough sometimes to just bring out the top note, but we have to bring it out above the left hand, and we also have to shape it at the same time. So one, two, three, one. You want to do it? So that's something that you can experiment with when you get home. And other than that, you know, you're playing the piece very, very beautifully. You know, it's an elegant sound, it's a perfect, beautiful tempo. But we're going to like things different. We're going to think about the pedaling, you know, a little bit to experiment with the pedaling, and work on shaping our melodies within